So we've got a couple of horses here that we're going to vaccinate today, but every time we vaccinate a horse, even though it seems like a pretty routine and basic procedure, we just like to make sure that the horse is healthy so that he doesn't have some sort of underlying disease that would make the vaccine not as effective or even maybe a little bit dangerous for him. So we just want to make sure everything is going on right with this horse. This is also our chance to go over the horse and do a thorough physical examination to see if there are any underlying health issues, make sure his teeth are doing well, that his legs are still sound, and his hoofs look good, all of that. Also check his vital signs, his temperature, pulse, his respiration, and just do an overall, hands-on looking at the horse, making sure he's healthy. So as part of that, we'll just, listen to his heart and his gut and his lungs. This is our opportunity too to make friends with the horse. Sometimes they're a little bit vet phobic, got that white coat fever, and some are a little bit nervous for their appointment, which is understandable. But just to make things as easy and stress-free on the horse as possible, just try to handle them easily and not frighten them, even when some of the things we have to do are not so pleasant. I'm going to take a look at this guy's teeth right now, if he'll let me. Making sure that there's no fractured teeth, no foul odor. Checking for sharp points to see if he needs to be floated. Good boy. Good boy. It's amazing how well most of them tolerate this. Good boy. Everything in there looks pretty good. He's got some food he's holding on to, but otherwise, I think we're good for a while. See about taking his temperature. There we go. Perfect. I'll also do a once over at the full horse. We'll do an estimate of his weight just to see how he's holding steady or if he's gaining or losing from his previous appointments. Boy. And then along with that weight, what we'll do is a body condition score, where we basically look at how heavy the horse is based on his size and kind of say if he's too thin or too fat. Unfortunately, a lot of horses tend to be overweight just the way that people feed them. The pasture is really good and people like to give grain, and they aren't ridden all that hard. But this guy's weight looks pretty appropriate. I would score him at maybe a 5.5 out of 9, which is pretty close to the ideal weight. He's got pretty good muscle too. Looking at his top line to make sure he doesn't have a deficiency in his top line, which could indicate protein deficiency or a neurologic condition. This all looks appropriate. He's got good covering over his ribs, so overall I would say he looks to be a pretty healthy horse. He also has no evidence of any sort of respiratory disease. His lungs sounded good. There's no nasal or ocular discharge, so he's going to get a clean bill of health for today, and he'll be good for vaccines. Additionally, as part of looking at the horse, I like to look at their feet, make sure the hooves appear to be in good condition. This guy was recently shod on his front feet, so everything there looks very good. The farrier is just out. I can pick up the foot as well and make sure he can flex it and bend it appropriately. If we wanted to, we could pick the hoof out and use hoof testers to make sure there's no sensitivity there. And feel for any blemishes, heat, swelling, pain along the leg. We can also observe the horse in motion, seeing how he goes on a walk. Do you mind just taking a few steps? There we go. He's a little nervous right now. Will he walk in a circle? And what we're looking for, this horse has no major lameness concerns at this time, but if there were any issues, we could take him out and jog him to see if he had any evidence of like a head nod or anything like that, which could indicate soreness in his feet, in which case we would go and examine that further. Additionally, we're looking for neurologic deficiencies, making sure he's not ataxic or unsteady on his feet. But this guy is really a pretty healthy horse. He is just here for a vaccine appointment.